What's up, Tackle Warehouse fans? Jake here with this week's episode of What's New at TW. We're into August. Only got a few things to show you here today, but some really cool, interesting baits. First one from Nishine Lure Works. This one is the new Otama, the BQ Otama. It's a really cool little lure. He always makes super interesting baits from Nishine. So Hiroshi's has designed this one. It really looks like a little polywog style wake bait, which is awesome. So there's certain times of the year where you see thousands of these things in the water. Gonna be great for maybe ponds or places where you see bass feeding on little polywogs. But there's some other colors, more shad kind of colors too. But in the water, this thing wakes along the surface, and then it's a hard body, but then you got that elastomer tail on there, so it just wiggles and has a really cool swimming action. Really interesting lure, gonna be fun to fish. On the bottom, it's got a small willow leaf blade on a swivel, so you can take that on or off if you want to add more action, more flash. So super interesting little wake bait. Next one is a new addition to their drop shot hooks. So the DS, this one's got the keeper on it. So this one, if you're just taking a look at it, it's a little bit different than most of your drop shot hooks on the market. So it's kind of shaped like a jig mold hook with a bent eyelet, and it's made for your line to be snelled onto that little piece of the shank, and it keeps that hook going straight out. But what's awesome about this bait, or this hook, is it's got that keeper on there, so it really locks your plastics in place. So if you're threading on like your minnow style baits, this is where this hook really shines. So your little flukes, little tiny bait fish imitations, especially smallmouth anglers up north. So when you're trying to thread a bait onto your hook, this is the hook that you might want to try out. From Rabid Baits, so the new Rabid Punch Craw. So Rabid Baits makes these craw baits, and what's cool about these is they have it's fox fur claws on there, so it gets these baits to float up once they hit the bottom, but it's also gonna give it a really unique, kind of really subtle action. So this one, a little bit bigger than the other Rabid Craws, a little bit bigger body, so this is made to hold your bigger flipping hook, punch hook. So if you're looking for a bait, you can throw into mats. If you're having situations where you have heavily pressured fish and maybe you want to just try something else, flipping into mats, maybe you want to check out this new Rabid Baits Punch Craw. From Ima. So this time of the year, this is gonna be a great bait to throw. This is the Ima Lures Grande Skimmer. So they've had this bait for quite a while. Now they've got a bigger size to it. And I know this time of the year, I've seen multiple tournaments won, including one year, our pro Justin Lucas won the AOY tournament, throwing a big chrome walking bait for lakes that have a lot of herring in them, the spotted bass that are chasing herring. This is a great time to have those big chrome topwaters out. And Ima's, I've seen tournaments won on the Ima little stick, like that 135 size in chrome. But what's great about the skimmer, it's going to be a little bit more subtle of an action, I should say, than the little stick. It doesn't have that cut mouth, so it's not going to splash as much water. Going to be a little bit more subtle. Got a bunch of great colors, and then with all the Ima stuff, it's going to come with owner hardware on it, so it's ready to fish right out of the box, which is super cool. From Roman Made, we got a couple new prologue worms. So big straight tail worms that kind of have a lot of ribbing on them. It's kind of your centipede style worm, but this is a new sinking model. So the prologues we've carried in the past have been out of a floating plastic. This one is a sinking plastic. So a little bit better option if you want to fish this worm like a weightless Texas rig, or if you want to wacky rig it and maybe put it on like a Nico rig. You're not going to have to put as many nail weights in this thing to get it to sink down to the bottom and really fish it a lot deeper than the other prologues. So proven worm, and got it in a new material there from Roman Made. The next one is one I'm actually pumped about. So this is the Roman Made Like Bite. I actually scared to even touch Roman Made baits. They're so awesome, handcrafted. I'm always scared to drop one of these things because they are really like works of art. So this is your big, wooden topwater style bait. So big walking bait. It's kind of similar to like your lunker punker style bait, but we got these and you can actually buy them right now. They're in stock. Just doing a quick search on eBay, it looks like anywhere from $200 to $500 is what people are asking for an OG wood lunker punker. These are going to go $199, but you're going to get that Roman Made quality. It's got the gills and everything on the side, but the paint jobs on these things are incredible. When you actually move it around in the light, and check it out. It's awesome. And then it's got a rotating hook hanger here on the bottom. So, I mean, a fish eats one of these big 9-inch wood topwater baits. It's really easy for them to twist and turn and get, and free themselves from that hook. That rotating hook hanger is going to help out with that. So if you're looking for a big topwater bait for this time of the year, you're trying to draw big fish up to the surface, check that one out from Roman Made. This is also a Roman Made company. I'm for sure going to mess the name up. It's Atelier loop, but they have a new swim bait, and then they've also got a jig head to match it. So just more baits for minnow fishing, for throwing out, hover strolling, scoping, whatever you want to call it. So this bait, on this minnow bait, it's got these reversed ridges on it. So it actually pushes a tremendous amount of water. It's kind of like the reverse ribbing on like a creature bait, but it's also got a flat tail. And what I like about this bait with that flat tail, not only is it going to be a good minnow scoping bait, but if you're not using it for minnow scoping, I think this is going to be a great chatterbait trailer and also a trailer for a scrounger. So they got the swim bait, and then they got jig heads to go with it, with these hand-tied keepers on there, really going to lock your baits right into place. And the jig heads come in a 10-pack, which you don't see a lot of the times on most of the ball heads that are out there on the market. Last up, the new Steez rods are in stock. So we just got them in. We heard about them right before iCast, and the new Steez rods are finally available. So one of Daiwa's highest end rods that they have in their lineup. So this is it's a little bit cheaper than the Steez AGS because it does not have those AGS guides on it. Those carbon fiber guides just make the overall price a lot more expensive. These ones have a titanium guide with a Fuji SIC super slim insert. So still has a phenomenal guide train on it. But with this rod, you're going to get the SVF blank, and then you're going to get their X45 carbon wrap down the blank as well. My favorite part down here on the reel seats, the Zion material, the air sensor reel seats. I've used Daiwa rods in the past that have this reel seat, and it's just super comfortable, but also it just matches up with your reel really, really well and helps transmit vibration into your hand phenomenally. And then you got full solid EVA foam handles, and this lineup of rods has a ton of different actions in the lineup. Everything from flipping sticks to small swim bait rods, jig rods. They have solid tip BFS rods. There's minnow shaking rods, spinning rods, cranking rods. It's a really big lineup of rods if you're looking for a new high-end series of rods here from Daiwa. And got that all black look, kind of like the old school, some of the old school Steez rods, but really cool series. Make sure you go and check them out. That's going to wrap up today's episode of What's New at Tackle Ross. For more information or to purchase any of the products seen here today, click shop or the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this week's video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments which one of these products you're most pumped about.